Yo, check it. Welcome back to another podcast episode. My name is JERiCK, and we have a special guest today. We have Emmanuel from Depression Talks. What's up, dude?
What's
Introduce
up?
yourself.
What's up, man? My name is Emmanuel Jones. I created Depression Talks, which is a social media community, honestly, that shows to people that deal with depression, anxiety, they are not alone. So that is, hi, that's me.
Yeah, we've known each other for probably 2 years now, but this is the first time that we've actually kind of like talked in
In
like
depth.
person. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess.
This is the first, yeah, this actually is like the legit first direct conversation we're having. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and we just jump right into a podcast,
Yeah,
It's like there's no let's have a meeting real quick and just like let's just go.
yeah, let's just do her off the gate, man. That's
Yeah.
awesome, bro. Um,
But
yeah,
the reason why I wanted to invite you on the podcast because I know you're doing something amazing out there, You're helping
thank you.
people changing people's lives, especially with people with mental health problems
Yeah,
and yeah, I think I just wanted to kind of like pick your brain and kind of ask you a few questions, and because
bro.
to be honest, I don't know much about depression and a lot of like mental health, yeah, and just that whole phase,
Okay.
I just don't know much about it aside from like the general stuff that people talk about.
Well, if I can like maybe lay a foundation, right, and then if you have any questions or you feel like there are perspectives that you're confused about when it comes to mental health, ask them. Like I don't care how hard the question is, bro. Seriously, because so right off the gate, man. So I had major depressive disorder and generalized anxiety disorder, and I'll talk directly to the camera, so the viewer, right? Uh,
Exactly.
so I had major depressive disorder and generalized anxiety disorder, and I have actually attempted suicide in my life. I say that openly because when we hear that S word, as people call it, people jump. But if we don't allow ourselves to talk about a difficult topic, then lives will continue to be lost. So that is how serious mental health is, not only to me, but in actuality of life. A lot of the times, people when it comes to mental health and depression and anxiety, like you said, it's. I know I feel depressed sometimes, or maybe I feel sad, but it's kind of like a loose, distant understanding of mental health instead of a deep dive, if you will. So that's
Yeah.
kind of like the foundation, if you will, of mental health.
Nice, dude. I mean, thanks for sharing that because I know it's very hard to be like open about that kind of stuff. For a lot of people, they don't want to be vulnerable when it comes to because I feel like a lot of people would might find that as like kind of like a weakness,
Hmm. Hmm.
because they're dealing with mental health and they don't want to share it because they want to seem like they're okay.
Yeah,
Um,
I,
yeah,
I
so I
mean,
appreciate you kind of sharing your story. Yeah.
of course, man. I mean, have you ever gone through an experience in your life where, like, maybe you just woke up one day tired as heck, right? But you had a client, and
Hmm.
even though you were exhausted, you knew you had a long night before, or you worked really late before, and that day you put on a face for that client to still give them great service.
Yeah,
there's,
yeah.
there's no difference when it comes to if you wake up and you feel depressed or you feel anxious, right? And when you go out, you kind of hide it so that way you don't show your client or other people, how you really feel. You want to make sure they feel good when they're around you, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's hard wearing it on your sleeve for a lot of people, and that's because we live in a mental health stigma. There's a bad mental health stigma
Yeah,
that
yeah.
needs to be broken.
Yeah, and yeah, I think you know,
Sorry,
you're
man.
actually
I
kind of
love
like
this
breaking
stuff,
that
bro.
wall, dude,
Yes,
which is
bro.
good.
Let's just I know like we're gonna have questions. You're gonna have questions and stuff like that, and I'm gonna ask you questions.
Yeah,
Moving forward, this is a hard topic to talk about. It can feel very tense and heavy, right? But
yeah,
I
yeah.
love talking about. I'm happy. I'm smiling right now. I'm happy in my life. I
I,
have
I can
depression,
I can
anxiety.
tell, man.
Yeah, man.
I,
So let's talk about it with an optimistic mindset.
all right, cool. Well, I have a few questions in mind. So like,
Okay.
but before well, we did the introduction, but like, um, all right, before we get started to the deep stuff, the deep talk,
Yeah.
let me ask you a couple of questions just to kind of like warm you up a little bit.
Okay. Whew.
Right now, what's your current obsession?
Ooh.
It could be anything.
All right. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Um, I've been playing Brawlhalla lately. I'm not sure if you know about that game. It's like Super Smash
Uh,
Bros.
what is it?
It's like Super Smash Bros. It's called Brawlhalla.
Oh, okay.
And so I've been gaming on that a lot. But
You're a gamer.
oh yeah, if I have time, I will definitely play
Yeah,
some games, bro. Do you play games?
yeah. I used to be a big gamer, but I put that all away because it distracts me a little bit,
That's fair. Hey, it can
because
definitely be a distraction,
because
bro.
I have a little bit of like a addictive personality. So if I get into a game, I get into the game. So it's like I'd rather not,
I
but
feel you
I
on that.
get it, dude. I get it.
Yes, man. Yes. So that's my obsession right now, playing games and honestly the 50.1 method. I know it's the deep that's the more serious side, but yes, those two things.
Yeah, nice, dude. All
Yeah.
right. Um, Now I'm gonna ask you a more personal question.
Yes.
All right, this is not part of a deep talk yet, but what is your guilty pleasure? Just so you gotta be honest in the podcast, dude.
Bro,
Can't lie.
you said these aren't deep, but this is personal, man. I don't know, bro. uh man, okay, repeat the question one more time. Like
What is your guilty pleasure?
my
Something that
pleasure.
you enjoy that you're kind of embarrassed to like admit.
My guilty. I would say I'm like looking around, right, for clues or something. My guilty pleasure. Lately it has definitely been like restaurant food. Like
Restaurant
sometimes
food.
so I know it sounds weird, but I mean, come on, man. If we cook in home, we save way more money. But sometimes it's just like you
That
feel
is
so
very
lazy
true.
and tired. You're just like, I'm just gonna buy food. So my guilty pleasure is just buying food instead of cooking it.
I mean,
What's yours?
I mine.
Yeah, what's
Um, Man, nobody really turned that question around.
yeah, bro. What's yours?
um,
Bro? Come on, man.
I guess my guilty pleasure would be I like romantic comedies.
Ooh, ooh.
I mean, like guys normally don't admit like they like that kind of stuff,
I love romantic comedies, bro.
like romantic comedies, like Disney, like
Yes.
yeah.
So wait, so what romantic comedies? Before your next question, man, you got to at least like name three. You can't just throw it out.
Oh, my top three romantic comedies,
Yeah, your top
probably
three.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall is one of them.
Okay.
Um, Man, what are the other
Bridesmaids.
ones? Bridesmaid's good. What else is
Yeah.
good? Man, on the top of my head, I can't think of right now, but I
Okay.
know I've watched a lot of them. I think
Yeah.
the proposal was pretty good too.
I
I
have
don't
not seen
remember.
that one.
Yeah,
I
but Forgetting Sarah Marshall is like top for me. I
was it
love
that
that
good? I
show.
still haven't seen it. If I'm honest with you, I'll be
Oh,
honest. I haven't seen it. I
what?
know, bro. I have not seen it, bro.
You gotta watch it like
Okay.
sometime soon.
Okay. I will.
Yeah,
If there's anything we learn from this podcast, is to watch that movie. Okay. I got you. I got
yeah. It might be on Netflix. Who knows?
Okay.
All right, let's get into some serious stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So, when did you start your YouTube channel, and why?
Got you. I started my YouTube channel in October. If I look at the camera again, right? I started my YouTube channel in October of 2016. And when I first started it, it was because through my life, people have always asked me questions or advice, or they asked for my advice on something, and this stemmed from, hey, like, should I take this class, to like, honestly, like, I'm coming out and I don't know what to do about it, like every extreme. And I talked and I loved helping, so I was like, why don't I
Yeah.
do this online? And that's how I started doing YouTube. I was like, I'll just help everybody online. um and then depression talks came about after some really heavy experiences, but that's why I started YouTube.
Oh, okay.
It used to be a
So when you
manual.
first started, it was more of like kind of just wanted to give advice, I guess, like personal advice.
Yeah, yeah, it was, I mean, my first probably 300 and like 30 videos were literally just help.
330, you said?
Yes.
That's a lot.
It- I, I
Yeah.
I've created over 500 videos, including live streams, like over 500.
Nice, dude.
Thank you, man. It's been a journey,
Yeah.
bro. So yeah, that's how it started, man. I'll just help out with anything.
Yeah.
I don't care
Nice.
what it is, relationships or anything.
We might need to bring you back on into a different podcast to talk about relationships next time.
Oh, snap. Well, don't get me started on relationships, man. We've all been through.
Because that's what we normally talk about in this podcast. So yeah, relationships are, it's a fun conversation because it's very general, so everybody can relate to it, you know?
Mhm, mhm.
That's why, and it's just a fun topic for me at least.
It can
Yeah.
it
That's
can
why,
be a fun topic, right?
yeah, I mean it can be, yeah, yeah. That's why I think that's why I like romantic comedies and stuff like that, because like I guess I'm like hopeless romantic kind of guy, you know.
You're a hopeless romantic, bro. Oh snap!
Well, not too much, but you know, a little bit.
Awesome, man. Awesome, bro.
All right. So all right, getting into the deeper stuff now.
Okay, that's
So
cool.
what is life like with dealing with depression? Because you said you were diagnosed, right?
Yes. So it's wow. It's quite. It's sometimes it's interesting to. This is my first interview since my past experience that I've had like 2 weeks ago. These past 2 months,
Mm-hmm.
the way I used to answer that question, it would be, living with depression is like having a storm over your head, and like for some reason, one day it's like cloudy, and then next day it's sunny, and then the next hour it's cloudy again, right? So that's kind of how it is having clinical major depressive disorder and generalized anxiety disorder. All times of the day, I would just be feeling down and living by my emotions. Overall, depression and anxiety is just it makes you feel like you can only live by your emotions. But then answering that question now, I would say I love depression. Whoa, right? I love my depression and I love my anxiety. I love it, bro. It makes me I'm an empath because of my depression. I think faster and get tasks done faster because of my generalized anxiety disorder. So it's like now I know how to use them for my own benefit, and I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it's sometimes it's good to kind of own it, you know. Um, I
that's deep.
think like be I don't know, it's like it's a very cliche thing to say that you got to be yourself, and like
Mhm.
you got to own your strengths, your weaknesses, whatever it is. You kind of just like own everything, and that's what makes you you. And I think you saying that you actually love depression is it's like very powerful thing to say. Especially because it's like a lot of people could see that as a very like a negative thing, you know, like who wants depression, right?
Right,
Like,
right. Honestly, I think what I could do now is I could change. I believe I could change your perspective of, and the listener's perspective of the thought of how depression, anxiety is looked at as weak. Okay, if I were to change the word depression to sad, just that change alone, just the word sad, and I
hmm
said, and you asked me, how does it feel some days when you are sad? you would most likely be able to immediately understand those days that you correlate with sadness. Like maybe you got a bad test grade, maybe you just lost your job, just went through a heartbreak. You would say, man, I am so sad on those days, and those days were hard to get through. But when we change that word sad with something that's even more descriptive, to depression, depression is just a more descriptive word for sad. So
Hmm.
everybody deals with depression, bro. Like literally every single human feels sad from time to time, which is
Yeah, yeah.
depression, a part of depression. So to being looked at as weak, to share our emotions, I'm a black man. I'm a black man. I mean, this that alone, I am not allowed or supposed to talk about my emotions because I'm looked at as weak, like you said.
Hmm.
But if I choose to let other people define me as weak, right? That's their problem, not mine. I got to be happy in my life and love myself still, regardless if other people see me as weak or not. I still have to love myself first.
Yeah, exactly.
Self
Yeah.
love, bro. Self love, man. Like,
Self love's key, man.
do you practice self love in your life, like, or try to,
Oh,
you know?
oh yeah. Yeah, all the time, man. I think like for me, what really makes me happy is like doing what I love. That's why I love doing videos. I love the podcast. I love singing, doing all that. And the more I do that, the happier I am. And obviously, like you said, like everybody goes through um, depression in their lives. And, sometimes, like, to be honest with you, in the past couple of weeks, I'm actually kind of feeling depressed, I guess. I don't know why, but
Okay.
yeah, it's just one of those things that I'm feeling down. I don't have a lot of energy, and but when I actually get to do, like, even today, earlier today, I was feeling kind of like very low energy, and then like I think I kind of, when I do the podcast, like, which we're doing now, it's kind of like I gotta like put the, not necessarily like a fake face on, but like you gotta perform, and you gotta bring um more energy. So like
Yeah.
I'm definitely happy now. Like I don't feel depressed at the moment, but like, you know,
After this podcast, right? Maybe it could come back.
yeah,
Maybe,
maybe.
you know. But see, to point it out as directly as I can, and as you know, man, I think you're awesome, and I know you're awesome. Okay. But I could tell, right, when you're expressing currently your emotions to me. Uh,
Hmm.
you said I wasn't like depressed, but or you said I wasn't, and you use quotes when things that are actually how you feel, but it's
Hmm.
like in your mind, like, okay, I don't want to say it's that, like it's like that small, right?
Okay. So this is the reason why I did that. Because for me, maybe I'm kind of like not hiding, but like it's more of, I don't want to seem like I'm actually, like you said, like you're actually kind of like diagnosed with like clinical depression, right? Like I don't want to act like I do have it, but I don't know. I've never went to the doctor, so like maybe I do, maybe I don't. So
Okay,
it's like I don't want to be like claim that I actually had depression and maybe I was just having a bad day. It's like one of those things.
got
That's
you.
why I think it's for me like you explaining that everybody could have a depression, and depression is kind of just like a general thing, I guess.
So,
Yeah, does that
so
make sense?
yeah, if I'm hearing you correctly, you're saying that you don't want to kind of say like, "Hey, I'm depressed," right? And then you don't have clinical depression, right? Or you never gone to a hospital and been diagnosed with a psychologist.
Yeah, yeah.
So you don't want to claim that, since it should in your eyes, right? Be I could claim that, if you will, right? Because
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
been diagnosed. So since we don't understand the word depression, there is something called mild depression, mild, and that is when that mild depression. Everybody has mild depression from time to time. Right now, the fact that you said you've been consistently, or one day you're feeling great, the next day you're feeling sluggish. Maybe after this podcast you might feel lower, right?
Hmm.
That's still a level of depression. Depression is not only suicide. Depression equaling suicide, or depression equaling I hate myself. It's
Yeah.
Yo, today, man, I feel down. I feel tired. I don't feel like doing anything. I think I'm feeling depressed. That's okay. You don't have to have a clinical diagnosis to claim the word I feel depressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, makes sense.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's why I kind of did that.
I appreciate you
But I
doing
do
that.
know,
You know?
yeah. But I do know how, because I think it could be, because maybe a lot of people. I mean, I even look at it that way too, where it's just like either you have depression or you don't. There's like, and I guess like what you're saying is more of a gradient. You know,
Yeah.
there's like mild depression, and then there's like levels to it. You know,
Let If we think about another way, is there levels to love?
there's definitely levels to love. Yeah.
Is love an emotion?
Yes.
So is depression an emotion? I
Yes.
feel depressed.
Mm-hmm.
No one says I am depression, right? Now
Yeah.
in their mind, they it makes them think they are depression itself. But at the end of the day, the way I feel it is like depression. The word depression is just a feeling. It's just an adjective that is a feeling, just like
Yeah.
love or hate or like bored, right? Like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good way to look at it too, because just so everybody can be more open to it, I guess, like sometimes it's okay to be depressed and feeling down, like just
Yes.
get a reset sometimes. Because I
Who?
think
Yeah. Go ahead. Go
uh
ahead.
uh because I think especially as like a YouTuber, it's like sometimes I feel the struggle of like, oh, I should be hustling. If I'm not posting videos, it's like I'm not doing anything. But
Hmm.
then some days I'm just like not feeling like inspired to create, or it's okay. And I think that's like a struggle for me, because like, oh, I should be hustling 24/7, keep going, keep posting every single day.
Right.
And I think I got to a point where, so this last 4 months I posted probably like 300 videos.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I did a lot of reaction videos. Yeah.
300, you said?
Yeah.
Oh my. In the past 4 months?
Yeah.
That is impressive. That is very consistent, hard work, late
Yeah, because like,
night. Like, I know, bro. Wow.
yeah, I was posting probably, I think February and like March, I was posting maybe like 3 to 4 times a day.
Oh my good. What? So,
But
what is
those were
your?
like reaction videos, which are like a lot easier to make,
Mm-hmm.
because there's not a lot of like mental creativity, I guess, when it comes to like reactions. You just kind of watching a video and you kind of react to it, but you still gotta edit, you gotta post, you gotta
Right.
make the thumbnails. It's still a lot of work, but it's
Yeah.
not as draining as like making a podcast or making a YouTube cover.
See, but that makes sense. Like I feel you on that, man. But I don't know if you're giving yourself enough credit because if I'm thinking correctly, when you first did your first podcast episode, or
Yeah.
when you first did your first in March or February, when you first did your reaction videos, right?
Hmm.
If you look back at your first 10 that you made, and then look at the last 10 that you made, tell me there's not a huge difference, bro.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a lot of big difference. Yeah.
It's not easy. It's because you
Hmm.
made it easy for yourself. You
Yeah,
did it, bro.
yeah.
I mean, it's
Appreciate it, man.
yeah, it's bro. It's I know I'm ranting now. Honestly, I'm just happy to talk to you, bro, because it's like I I this is my first time really talking to you about how I'm a viewer of yours. Think I mean, you know what I'm saying? I am one of
Hmm.
your fans, right? Or your subscribers or followers,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So
Hmm.
from my eyes, bro, I feel like from what I heard, everything you said, bro, your head is down and you're grinding right now. But I'm not
Yeah.
sure if you're giving yourself enough time to like stop and look up and then like look around and say, "Damn, I've done this." Like,
Yeah. And you know what's crazy though? Because like I haven't been posting as consistently in the last couple weeks.
mhm.
I've been posting probably like once every like 2 to 3 days, which is
Okay. Oh, that's
still
great. That's
which is
great.
still okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
but before that, I was posting daily, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
and like for some reason, it kind of I was super guilty
Mm.
because like I got to this point where because in February I was like 2,000 subs, and then
Okay.
4 months later, you know, I'm at almost like 13,000. So like that 10,000 was like within the 4 months, and I think like when I stopped posting the videos, I was more of like, man, I'm stopping what I did to get to this point, like if you
Yeah.
know what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I was feeling guilty in that way.
So, bro, I definitely could understand like that feeling, right? You've been your foot's on the gas, if you will,
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
way, and then you've let up. It feels like you've let up off the pedal.
Hmm.
Okay, and that makes you feel like you're not pushing the gas enough, right?
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
So, what helped me with that thought process doing my YouTube channel is the idea of literally if you put your foot on the gas of a car on the gas on a highway and you literally put your foot all the way down, you're going to crash.
That
Like
is
you
that is
will crash
very
if you do
yeah.
not know how to balance stopping in the brake, right?
Yeah.
So when I first started my Depression Talks podcast, for example, bro, like I would get maybe let's say it started off with 100 downloads or listens, and I was uploading like 5 podcast episodes a week, like and YouTube and Instagram. As you know how it is, bro,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And then bro, my views went up. My views went up, and then like this year or last year, yeah, last year I went through a very depressive phase. I mean, I was depressed, bro. I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. I felt like I had no purpose and everything. And then I saw all of that stuff just go down, bro. It was like this graph right here. It was going exponential growth, and
Yeah, yeah.
sponsors and everything. And then all of a sudden, whoop, I stopped posting content immediately. I stopped posting all content. Went down.
Hmm.
What we don't do though is right here, bro. You started here, man. You had zero. And then
That is
the
true.
views you've had every week, let's say you used to start with 20 views a week, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like a week. That was real for us. And then all of a sudden you get 10,000 subscribers. Now you're here, bro. You are rocking it. You're posting 5 days a week plus 3 days a week and 9 days a week since you said 300 content. And now you
Hmm.
slow down and now you're here. You're here though, bro. You used to be here.
That is
You
yeah, that's true.
each time you stop and put the foot off the gas, it's literally giving yourself a breath. Because when you
Yeah.
start back up, now you're starting from 13,000 subscribers, bro, instead of zero subscribers. So how are you doing worse, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You're good.
See,
Never feel guilty for your work, man. You're doing a great job, bro.
appreciate it. And this is why you're a life coach, man. And I'm gonna say this to the camera right now. If you're watching this, please subscribe to Depression Talks. Just search it on YouTube. Yes. How many videos you said? 500?
Over 500 with live streams,
Over
bro.
over 500 videos about mental health, depression, life coach, anything you can think of,
Anything, man.
right?
I got
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Please subscribe. Yeah,
Appreciate
if you're
that.
watching this right now, if you're listening, yeah, do that because he's like this has only been what 30 minutes so far, and he's already like spitting out gold everywhere.
Bro, you cracked me up, bro. You know that? Like you cracked me
I
up, man.
like to be honest, like I had so many other questions in here about like the conversation is going flowing so well so that like sometimes you don't have to ask those questions.
Sometimes,
Yeah,
bro, you wing it, and that's enough right there, man.
yeah,
Now I know this is random, bro. The only thing that's bothering me at this point is the sun causing me to change my skin and glow as if I'm like, you
Man,
know what I'm saying? Like,
you're you're spitting gold, dude.
should I sit right here, bro? Should I just like,
It's shining out there.
you know? I'm sorry, man. I'm happy right now, bro. You know,
I've this is actually really fun for me, man. Is
good.
like I said, I was kind of down earlier. Like I was kind of iffy about doing the podcast, but you gotta keep going. And like I'm glad I did, dude, because this is a lot of fun for me.
Awesome, man. That makes me
Yeah,
happy, bro. I know. I'm not sure how your podcast streams or how long they are, man. But I know the time that we've been talking here is nothing but just positive energy, bro. At the end of the
yeah,
day, it's positive energy, man. That does it all.
yeah. We usually go for an hour, so we still got a little bit of time. So I'm gonna ask you more
Yay!
questions.
Yay! I mean, it's only took 2 years for us to talk, right? So we might as well
I
make it
know,
work
right?
a little
So
bit.
like, we should at least take the time to actually have a good conversation.
Yeah, bro.
Let's see. All right. So I guess tell me some strategies that you do that help you go through. Let's say when you're feeling depressed.
Mhm.
What do you do?
So, actually, I recently that goes to the 50.1 method.
What is it? So 50.1.
Yes, 50.1. And basically, the concept is, and by the way, I've done this with the past 17 clients that I've had now, and they're applying this mathematical equation to their life. So, overall, the quickest gist, the way to break it down for the viewers, strategy right now, this will help you beat depression, like bounce out of it.
Yeah.
Um, so first thing is understanding before anything numbers wise, understand you are trigger proof, not trigger less. You will always be triggered. If I were to clap, that was probably really loud in your ears, which can make somebody jump. So
Hmm.
naturally, as humans, we will always be triggered. If we continue to think that I want to be happy every day, I want to be happy all the time, I want to be happy every moment, then you're already saying you're not human. Because humans have the emotions of sadness, love, hate. We are all emotions. So those two things right there, if somebody were to write that down, just I am trigger proof, not trigger less, you already start changing your perspective of your own mental health instantaneously. So that's one quick
Nice.
strategy before the 50.1 method. Yeah. Do you want me to go into the 50.1 method, or is it like,
If you want, man. I mean, this is your. I know you wanted to talk about it on the podcast, so this is your. Actually, we'll save that for later, for like the shameless plug portion of the
I bet
podcast.
I like that. I like that, man.
Yeah.
The only thing I'll say about it is if you deal with depression, anxiety, and you're a human being, it works.
Damn.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely talk about that later. So
Thank you, man.
don't worry. I'll give you a chance to shamelessly plug whatever it
Appreciate
is going.
it, man. Yes, yes. Just watch the YouTube channel, right? That's the shameless plug
Yeah.
right there.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's no other thing
Subscribe
on
to.
the
It.
podcast.
All right. So here's another one. For family and friends, how should they interact with somebody dealing with depression?
That's a great question, bro. Out of every question you've asked me, that's my favorite one, man. Um,
Yeah.
a lot of the times the initial reaction when somebody deals with depression is that like they would push you away, right? Or you see them want to isolate themselves, or
Hmm.
you feel like everything you say is not going through to them. That's the normal feeling when dealing with people that have depression. First way to kind of work with them is one, understand you can't fix them. Now that already sounds weird, I know, but
It
they
makes a lot of sense. Though.
thank you
Yeah.
because they have to want to fix themselves, bro. Like the most blunt way I can put it, man, is if you know someone personally that's dealing with depression or any mental health or sadness, if your friend's sad, then just go up to over to them and be like, "Hey, man, I don't know how you feel, right? Like I'm not in your shoes, but I would love to hear more about what you're going through, and if I can help in any way, I am here for you." That's way different than saying, "Bro, why are you sad, man? You have this in your life. You have your family in your life. Why don't you just focus on the positive?" That is the worst thing you can say. Now, it doesn't make sense, but if you say just focus on the positive, my response what used to be when I was younger, I think I've already tried that. If I could just focus on the positive right now, I wouldn't be feeling depressed, right? If it was, and some people say it's all in your head. Yes, the depression and sadness is in myself, my body. It's of course in my head too. So I the best way to do it, man, just go on Google and type in what not to say to depressed people, and there'll be like what 20 things not to say to depressed people, and everything I'm saying now, it will help out, man.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I've definitely been guilty of saying those things in the past.
Look, all of us
Um,
are, man. All of us are. I
yeah,
have
because
I,
that's
I, same thing, you know.
yeah, because I'm more of like I'm a fixer, I guess. So like when there's a problems, I always want to like fix things right away. Like sometimes I don't even kind of like take time take time to kind of like figure things out. I just kind of like I want to fix this right now, you know. And
Yeah.
I've had those yeah um past relationships, romantic relationships, when I just said those things, you know, like I was I was younger and I didn't know any better, so like it's just it is what it is. And
Yeah, man.
um
Yeah.
yeah, definitely like learn to just kind of like let the person be. And it's hard to, like you said, like you can't fix them unless they want to fix themselves, you know. And like when you actually like love the person that you're trying to help, it's kind of hard when you kind of just when you're not, I guess it's like for me when I'm not trying to fix someone, or when not trying to help somebody, like
Hmm.
it kind of like breaks my heart a little bit, because like obviously you love that person and you want to help them any way you can. And like when you said like you can't do anything unless they want to help themselves, it's
You feel
like what do I
helpless.
yeah, you I feel a little helpless when you're like, "Oh, now what? Like, what do I do?" You know?
Let's think about it this way then. When we were 6 years old, both of us, we made how many mistakes as a kid figuring out ovens are hot, or that stove gets really hot. If I touch it, it'll burn me. I've burned myself with the iron before when I was younger, not knowing what an iron is. I was like, why? Oh, this thing, or my knee right here. I have a scar. Now, when we were younger, our parents, I hope, each time we did something, let's say it was stupid, where our parent told us, "Don't go near that. Don't grab that cookie. Don't touch the stove." When we were kids, we did it anyways because we are curious people. We are people that have complex minds, and even if we hear somebody else tell us to do something, we're going to have our own perspective of what we should do. Our inner voice that you have and I have, he says, positive self talk and negative self talk. We all have that. I can do this
Mhm.
or I can't do this, right?
Yeah.
Your advice that you're giving me, bro, I mean, it still has to like go through all of this cranium I have, this big 8 finger forehead I have. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still have to process it. So, as men, bro, we are stubborn people. I mean, we feel like we don't need tutorials when we buy things from IKEA. Like, bro, what? We need
Yeah.
that.
That is very true.
So
That
we
is
gotta
very
just work
true.
on being more patient and understanding that as you are, I know you love helping people. You want to help them right there. I love helping people. You know that. But if
Yeah,
I
yeah.
if I go into it thinking that the first thing I say or the 30th thing I say will help them, then it could be the 99th thing or the 1,001st thing. And I will say anything they need 1,000 times to help them feel better. That's where you always have the hope, bro. Because you're there. Hey, I'm here
Yeah.
when you need me. Hey,
That is
hey.
very true. And like I don't know if you've heard this before, but it's like you say things you say let's say I say the same thing to a person 1,000 times
Right.
and nothing goes through, and some random person just talks
Oh,
tell them and be like
yeah.
the exact same thing that I said, but for some reason that's the one that clicked. It's like one of those things, dude. It's just um and that's why like with the podcast like that I'm doing, it's just like yeah, we could be talking about the same thing over and over. It's like but this episode could be the one that actually helps somebody, you know.
Yes,
And
bro.
it's like one of those things.
Value,
Yeah.
value. But Gary Vaynerchuk says it. Eric Thomas, Dan Locke, Nick Nillman. I mean, all these people value. If we can, if you have your friend that's depressed, how think about it. Not how can I fix them, but how can I just give them positive value right now? Maybe
Hmm.
it's just giving them a listening ear. Maybe it's allowing them to rant to you for an hour straight. If it takes an hour for them to literally just talk your ear off, but they feel better after that hour, that wasn't a hopeless situation. It was just you gave them value in that time that they needed, a hug or anything value.
Yeah, I think it's like the thing is for like friends and family that kind of have somebody that's going through something. It's like we always, I think we always feel like we want to be the one to actually help that person. It's like
Oh,
sometimes it's like you said, it's good to just maybe you just sit there and listen to them, like rant whatever they need to rant, or just give
powerful,
them a
man.
hug. Like little things like that could actually make a big difference. And I think for people, they're like, oh, but I want to be doing more, like more than just a hug or whatever. Like sometimes it's just like just give them a hug and like that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Us- I
like
mean,
value is value no matter how big or small.
exactly. Let's
Yeah.
say to your point. I mean, that's a perfect point you just made there. If I were to do this right now, I'm going to give an example. This is what I do with clients too. If I were to send off sad or negative energy or fix you energy, you would not be able to apprehend the message. So if I were to say to you right now, let's right, hey man, bro, I'm so happy, bro. Like, life is going great, and you're instantly gonna be like, okay, no, clearly you're not okay. But
Yeah, yeah.
if I said to you, bro, life is great, man. I feel great, and you see me, my teeth, I'm smiling. You're instantly gonna be like, okay. So when you're helping your friend, if I try to help them, and I'm like, why are you doing this? So tense, so come on, you could do this. I see this in you. It's very okay.
Yeah.
I hear right, but if you say, hey,
You get that resistance from them too. Yeah.
the same thing helps, bro. So, hey, man, you all right, bro? Like, and they're like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm like, nah. I mean, if you are, that's cool, man. But I kind of sense that you've been feeling down lately. Do you want to talk about it? I'm here.
That's a good advice, man. So if you're listening, take that
Bro, I
I
get with
just,
you, man. Yes,
hey
bro.
man, we're providing value, dude. So like,
Exactly,
yeah,
man. Exactly, man. It takes time to get to understand another human, but if you just allow the time to be there and to give them all the time they want, you get to know someone for who they are.
yeah, that's great advice, dude.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
yeah, of course, man. You already do
Yeah.
it. You have a podcast where you're interviewing other people, so you're already doing
Yeah.
it, man.
Yeah, actually, like I don't know if I've ever I didn't well, I haven't told you this, but like the reason why I started doing the podcast is because I really I think everything I've done before the podcast is more of like for me. It's like all the vlogs
Yeah.
and like the photo shoots. It's more of like my creative outlets, like very I guess like selfish way. And like it was everything was for me, I guess. But
Mm-hmm.
then I realized that I really wanted to like make an impact, just kind of like leave a positive impact in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I think podcasts is like a great way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you never know who's, because like I've gotten messages before that like somebody DM'd me and be like, hey, I listened to the podcast, is like it was great, it was great advice.
Mm-hmm.
And like I'm just speaking from experience, like whatever my experience is, like I'm not claiming to be like a professional or like anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just whatever my experience, I just share it, and like whoever is with me, my guests or my co-host, like we're just talking about like our experiences, and then like when people are listening, they can actually get value from it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and that's why I really want to do the podcast because no matter like if I gonna be doing like I'm gonna be a musician in the future, like, I'm still gonna be doing podcasts on the side, you know. Like I think podcast is like always gonna be there for me
It
because
sounds
this is
like
a lot of fun and we're providing a lot of value. I feel like, you know.
you're providing a lot of value because this is your platform. The
Hmm.
platform that you created to allow this conversation to even begin, bro. Like your platform, you know?
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, you're right, man. But please don't forget though, like I know you said that first your initial creative outlet and you kind of it was like more selfish. Bro, be
Hmm.
selfish, bro. Like, man, yeah, bro, I was studying Oprah Winfrey and P. Diddy yesterday.
Hmm.
Bro, Oprah said straight up, she said, I love myself, right? And she's like, I
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
myself. I love what I do. I am very passionate about it. I enjoy it. And he says, everybody else that has a problem with me loving myself, I would then ask them, do you love yourself too? I was like, oh, oh, she kind of got me straight there. Like, how can we fill other people's cups with if our own cup is empty? Like,
That is very true. That is very true.
our cup, my bro, my cup, I'm gonna say this. I don't care how blunt, I don't care how confident or cocky this sounds. My cup is so full, it's overflowing and it's spilling into other people's cups now
Yeah.
because
And
I
I
first learned how to build my own cup up first, you know?
Yeah, and I think I definitely feel that way too because like when I do, like I think for the past couple years since I quit my job, it's like everything I've been doing is like something that I really want to do, and like for me, like if I don't want to do it, like I'm not gonna do it. Like I'm that type of person where I'm just like it's either a yes or a no, and it's like it's okay to say no. Like if you don't want to do the things you don't want to do, like that's fine. And like even Oprah said that too. Like I've heard her say like it's okay to say no.
Yeah. Well, yeah. She was like,
Yeah.
everybody's asking her for money all the time.
Yeah.
She's like,
Have you heard the one when she was like, "Oh, Oprah is for the kids," but she was like, "Well, I love helping the kids, but somebody else is gonna help that kid too."
oh yeah, she said that, bro. And
She said that.
And that sounds like a mean thing to say, but it's like, no, like she earned the money she had.
Yeah.
Nobody, that is her money. She can choose
Yeah. Yeah.
what she wants to do with it. You know, she's not obligated to
Yeah.
help with that money.
Exactly.
It'd be nice, but
Yeah.
it's her choice still at the end of the day. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Do you
Oprah's amazing, dude.
do you
Yeah.
study anybody, bro, or do you like kind of read or listen to?
I listen to a lot of podcasts and I watch a lot of YouTube. I
Okay.
follow Lewis House, Gary Vaynerchuk, um yeah, Eric Thomas. I've seen a few of his videos. Who else?
Tony
Um
Robbins.
Tony Robbins, Jay Shetty.
Yes, I heard. Yep, Jay
Yeah.
Shetty.
Jay Shetty and Matthew Hussey. He's like a relationship
Yep.
coach.
When I was going through my worst breakup ever, Matthew Hussey was the person I listened to.
same same for me, dude.
Bro, that
Like
was
5 years
hard.
ago, after my breakup, I was just like, yeah, Matthew Hussey helped me a lot.
He's the one that
Yeah.
got me to. He taught me that I was like, wait, this YouTuber or what? That's how I saw him. Right? He had a podcast.
Hmm.
Right? He had motivational speaking seminars and all that stuff. I know, but I found him through YouTube and I watched all his videos. And then after I watched his videos, I felt better. And then I was like, wait a minute, hold on, hold on. This man that I don't know was on a screen and I just listened to him and he helped me.
Yeah.
I can do that for someone else.
I felt the same way about the podcast, dude. That's why, because I listen to a lot of podcasts, I'm like, I can do that. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like, like I said, it's like, um, a thousand, like one person say a thousand things, and then you say it differently, and then it actually clicks for. That's why, like, we might be saying, we probably are saying the same stuff that somebody has already has said before, you know. And but for
Yep.
some reason, this is the conversation that clicked for somebody, and I think that's like a powerful thing. Yeah.
Someone could watch this and be like, I never thought that way before, or man, that was really dumb what they said. Even that, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it could make them stop and think, like, was that dumb? Or like, was that really too crazy? You know, if we do that for people, if we make them pause, that's all I want. Like, if we just help people pause and stop for just a moment to stop and think. Again, that's where the 50.1 comes in, bro. I keep preaching it, man. I can't stop.
Yeah. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, bro.
Uh, yeah, let me ask you a couple more questions.
Okay.
Oh, we're actually yeah, we're almost done with I mean, we are at
No.
like 56. We're definitely do a lot more though. Maybe we should one of these days we'll do a collab YouTube we'll figure it out. Like a YouTube video or something.
If
Yeah.
bro, anytime, anytime.
Yeah.
Actually, if you're up for it, I would like to interview you for the Depression Talks podcast and have you on a live stream on my channel.
Oh yeah, that would be amazing, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I'm down whenever you're free, we'll talk more after. We have each other's contact now, right? For the first time in 2 years,
I
so
know, for real.
we'll figure it out.
We're not Instagram friends and YouTube friends anymore. We're actually like
Talking, yeah, we're
yeah,
actually friends here now. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Yeah, bro.
All right. All right, let's lighten the mood a little bit. So
Okay.
what do you do for fun outside of YouTube? I know
Soccer,
I've seen you doing a lot of outdoor stuff lately.
outdoor stuff. You said? Oh yeah.
Or it doesn't have to be outdoor, but like yeah.
I outside of YouTube, anime. I'm a huge anime fan.
Ooh, I love anime too. What's your favorite?
My Hero
I'm gonna
Academia.
judge you. I'm gonna judge you.
Oh, My Hero Academia. Ajin. I recently watched Parasite on Netflix. That's like a new one that just came out. To me, that to me is like top five of my anime now. Death Note. That was a great one. Attack on
Ooh, Death
Titan.
Note.
Um, yeah, yeah, exact. Death Note, Attack on Titan. Um, of course, Naruto and stuff, but that's like what everybody knows. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So
You
yeah,
gotta I mean those are pretty good lists. I haven't seen Parasite and the other one, Ajin, you said? I
Ajin,
haven't
yeah,
seen them.
AJIN. They're both on Netflix, man. They are great, great
Yeah.
shows.
But I love My Hero Academia and Death Note as well.
Who's your
You
favorite
should
character?
watch for My Hero.
Yeah,
I like Todoroki.
you're lying to me right now, right?
No.
Favorite person, bro.
Yeah, I like Todoroki. Yeah, he's just yeah, he's just a cool character.
Bro,
Yeah.
he is cool, bro. His Have you seen the last episode, Endeavor?
Uh no, I haven't caught up to the yeah, I gotta watch it. I know. But
Okay.
yeah, you're judging me
Oh,
right
good, bro.
now. Yeah. um I'll definitely watch that if you watch Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
I know. Okay, that's the deal. That's the deal.
All right. For
Yeah,
Naruto, who's your favorite character though?
Neji.
I'm
I,
in Neji school.
I like
But I like
Sasuke, but Neji's just cool.
Kakashi is my favorite one.
Kakashi?
Yeah. I don't know if you can see my little
No,
here,
I
let me
can't. No way. Yes. Okay. All right. All right. You watch anime. Okay. You
yeah.
beat me there. I don't have one. You know what I'm saying? I've always loved those, but I never bought
Yeah.
them. But now I have to. You made me
Uh
do
yeah. I mean this is the only one because
it.
I feel like I needed a little like one of those knickknacks for like the YouTube videos, you know? Like
Fair enough.
one of those like like in the corner when people might notice, might not notice.
I'm gonna start doing that, bro. But Naruto or Sasuke? That is the hard question, bro.
I mean, Sasuke is just a cool kind of
I
character
know,
for me.
man.
It's like I know he's a little bit of like a bad guy, but it's like he's just a cool character, you
But
know.
Naruto didn't have it easy, man. That dude comes from the Uchiha clan, bro. They're already gifted. You know what I'm saying?
That
But
is true. That is
Naruto,
true. Yeah, yeah.
I like
I
Sasuke.
mean, Naruto got really like super cool at the end of that like series, you know.
I still haven't watched
Yeah.
all of Naruto.
Oh,
I know.
well.
I know, man. I got through the fillers and I got through some after him, but
No, you gotta skip the fillers, dude. You
I watched
just
every
go.
one, bro. I was like, I'm gonna watch. I don't care how long it is. I'm going to make it.
I think they were on for like what, like 15 years or 20
Bro,
years.
it was so many of those things. It was like over 120 episodes were fillers or something like that, or 180. It was something crazy of just like nothing but filler after filler.
Yeah, yeah.
It was not fun.
But but yeah, once you watch the ending, dude, oh man, it's gonna go crazy, man.
Really?
Yeah, I
Damn,
don't
man.
know where you at on the where you at on.
Jiraiya died.
Oh, dude, that's
I
barely
know.
like.
I
Yeah,
know it's that early. I trust me, I
yeah.
do know, but I still did watch like 300 episodes. Okay, I
All
gave
right,
it my all, man. I
all
promise.
right. I gotta give that to you, but yeah, it gets so much better, dude. I'm
Damn,
not even gonna say anything else. It's just text me
man.
when you finish it all.
Bet I
Maybe
will.
a couple years from now, who knows? It's like 2 years from now, like, hey, I finally finished Naruto.
That's true. 2 years, 2 more years, bro.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Yeah. So you said that was the only thing that you do for fun. Anything else
Anime,
outside of YouTube?
um, judo. I love martial arts, soccer, and I'm a dancer, bro. I used to be a professional dancer, hip hop and
Oh,
freestyle.
what?
Yeah,
Really?
I almost went on So You Think You Could Dance with the year that Fiction went on. I'm not sure if you know who he is, but I almost applied that year, but I couldn't because I was in college. And I used to do stage performances, competitions, like everything.
Did you ever? Did you ever? Do you have a dance video on your channel?
I actually used to have run before Emmanuel and I actually had a IJ Dance YouTube channel. Nobody
Oh
knows this.
yeah.
Nobody knows this. And
Yeah,
I
you're gonna
performed
bring it back, dude. One of these days, man. Just post that dance video. It
like,
can be an episode where you're like, you got to do what you love.
I I do have one video, only one called "Dancing Depression Away," um,
Oh,
and I had that, and I did TikTok dance videos for like 12 of them.
uh,
So
yeah.
yeah, but before that, I had like probably 80 dance videos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man, it was a whole. I deleted it. I don't know why.
Oh man,
I,
I actually had older channels too.
wait, what?
Yeah, I had other channels back in the day. You know, I used to do cover videos when YouTube first came out.
No,
Yeah,
that makes you
you know what's
upset,
funny?
doesn't
It does. You know
it?
what's funny? I
Yeah.
had 300 subs.
Oh man, bro. Dang.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah, it makes me
You were
cringe a
about
little
to
bit.
blow up. But you're
Yeah, it
blowing up
makes me
now.
cringe. Yeah, it makes me cringe a little bit, man. Just thinking about it, I was like, man, if I just continued.
How many years back?
This was when did YouTube come out?
2007 or 8, I think.
Like
Right?
I really like around that time, dude. When it was like when it used to be what was it like a star rating back in the day?
Oh, wow. You were on YouTube
Yeah,
before I was.
yeah,
I was
like
on like 2012, like the dance stuff. You were on like 2009.
early. Yeah, early YouTube days, dude. When they were like just making like fucking those cat videos like went viral, you know.
How did you hear about YouTube? First time, you
Um,
know it?
I think I just some of my friends did they also did covers back in the day too. And then like they showed me a couple videos that kind of went viral for like singing. And I
Okay.
was like, oh, I enjoy singing. I should do that. So like I used to play on my piano and just like sing along with it. It was like very low quality compared to what I'm doing now. It's like,
Yeah,
but
no.
300 subs, dude.
Do you know how
Yeah.
hard it was for you? I don't know how long did it take you to get 100 subs
It took me a
on this
while.
channel. On this channel.
On this channel, probably at least probably like 6 months to a year, probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then like from that to 1,000, probably took another year or so.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's why when I don't know if you saw this post that I posted when I had a picture of when I first started this channel. It's like very low, and then like for the last 4 months it just kind of like spiked up.
I
Have
saw
you
one.
seen
Yeah,
that
I
one?
saw that picture. I liked it. I don't know. I think I left a comment on it. I was like, "Congrats, bro! Like, keep going," or something like that. You know?
Yeah, it was like one of the. It's like that, dude. I feel like YouTube's just like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. I mean, that's I feel you on that, man, because I think it took me, if I remember, bro. I think in 1 year I got 500 subs, or 2 years I got 500 subs. I think it was two, and then the next year I got 5,000 subs, right? And
yeah, yeah.
then then a year now, right now we're at 12,500.
Hmm.
But man, bro, that first 500 subscribers, first 100, first I remember when I got my first 10 subscribers, and I was working for a company, and I said I do YouTube, and they're like, you get this question, bro. Well, how many subscribers do you have?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that dictates you being a YouTuber, right? How many subscribers
yeah,
you
yeah,
have. But now when people ask you and you say your number, they react differently now, don't they?
yeah, yeah. Yeah. But the thing is, like they always say it's like, oh, how do you make money on YouTube? It's like I'm not really doing it for
No.
the money, man. I was just like eventually, like that's gonna come. Like I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah,
It's like,
man. You
yeah,
you're doing this because you love expressing yourself through video and your voice.
yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
You are a creative, bro. You are I would call you a creative and a creator, both. That's what I would call you from my perspective, because you create visual things from your own feelings.
Hmm.
So that makes you a creator from my perspective, and uh, so that makes you a creative. But a creator is you build a foundation with your creativity.
Oh, I
That,
never
that's
really
how I
looked at
see it. You know?
never really looked at it that way before.
Yeah,
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
yeah,
I
bro.
love your energy, dude. This is I know this is the first time we actually talked, but like this is awesome.
Right back at you, man. Like I can tell, bro. I life coach people full time. I've life coached people. You've talked to people, comments, DMs. We've experienced more. Uh, we've downloaded more information of other humans than most people normally do. So I can tell, because of that, you talk from a very empathetic standpoint, or a very
Hmm.
understanding standpoint. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
message your vibes too, bro. You're cool, man.
You know what? I never really thought about it that way too. Like definitely doing the podcast and all the YouTube videos and listening to all like the feedback that I get,
Yeah,
like the comments, the DMs, even the negative comments,
of
like
course.
um yeah, just kind of it changes you a little bit, you know?
And
Um
do you remember any like one bad comment that got you down? But now you're like, if you saw that same comment, you'd be like, I really don't care.
you know what's I'll tell you a funny story. The
Mhm.
very first reaction videos we did um was the Super Bowl halftime show of this year. The
Wow,
J Lo and Shakira, right?
you did a cover on that?
And we did a reaction video.
Got you.
That was the very first reaction video. Like I've always like yeah, a few months before that I was actually watching reaction videos on YouTube. I'm like, oh, that looks fun, and that's like very interesting. Like people kind of reacting to like singers and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And So I was like, you know what? I think we could do that. So we did the actual halftime show. Um, we did it like that day or the next day, and then like we uploaded it right away. So it was like it gained a
Right.
lot of traction.
Of course.
Um, we got a lot of hate on that one. I think probably 40%.
Oh,
Um, yeah, 40% dislike, dude.
that is hard. Hey, that's a
Because
hard one, bro.
yeah, because we didn't know how to do a reaction video. So we were like, my friends were like talking over the thing, like they weren't paying attention, and then obviously like I didn't know any better. I was like, I don't know. I'm just like we're just gonna record ourselves watching this, and like we didn't know that people find it rude when we're talking over the video. you know, it's like I mean, like now I understand why they would find it rude because like it's kind of like not paying attention. Like what's the
Yeah.
point of yeah,
It's not really a
but
reaction, right? If you're not
yeah, exactly. If you're not paying
reacting.
attention, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So 40% dislike. It hit like probably like 5,000 views in like a few hours. So it was like not necessarily viral, but it was like it was
That's
kind of
viral.
like
That's viral for your channel.
yeah. And during that time, I had like 2,000 subs, and like
That's
that was the
viral, bro.
first reaction. Yeah, that was the first reaction video I did, and then like they probably didn't know what it was. So it was like
Mm.
yeah, and instead of kind of like oh I'm never gonna do this again because like obviously it kind of got me down a little bit, but I was like you know what I'm gonna prove you guys wrong. And
Yes,
then
sir.
and
Yes.
then after and then after that it was just like yeah 13,000 subs later.
Woo! Hey,
uh
that's what I'm talking about, bro. You say that, man. See, say
yeah
it, own it, bro. You just own that stuff right there.
yeah because like definitely the first video was like everybody hated it, and then I was like all right, let me adjust real quick and
Hmm.
make give you guys better content. Yeah.
By the way, I do have to go in a bit because as I'm not sure if I already told you earlier, but for all the
Yeah.
viewers, we were painting today. My girlfriend, and, her
She
family.
waiting on you.
Yeah, she's. I know she would like my help. I know.
Yeah,
But I love this conversation. But if I could share, can I like one give you a YouTuber advice that helps
go
me,
for it.
and then
Yeah.
also briefly explain 50.1, and then after that, I'm sorry, but I got to jet.
Yeah, no, you're good, dude, you're good.
Okay, okay. So uh recently this year, it was this year, man. Like I said, I went through just hell this year. I will be honest, it's been hell, but it's also been the best experience of my life because now look at you where you are today, right? Your worst
Mhm.
became you learned from your worst and became,
Yeah.
where you are now. So what I would say is one thing I learned from going through a very difficult time was as a YouTuber. Um, do you play soccer at all, or do you like soccer?
I don't play soccer, but,
Okay,
yeah.
so scoring one goal is just a single goal. Scoring two goals is like it's score. Let's just say it's scoring two goals, and then a three goals is called a hat trick. So if one player, if that same player scores three goals in that
In
same
one
game,
game.
that's a
Yeah.
hat trick. That's like
Okay.
phenomenal, right? What I now do with my YouTube channel is this: my if I create something and post it, I already scored one goal. I already won. If if if
Mhm.
if you have a player in soccer every game score one goal, they are one of the best players in the world, right? Because they're scoring
Yeah, yeah.
every single game. So
Yeah, yeah.
when you post content, that's one goal. You're good. So no matter what people comment, no matter what people do, you already won, and you applied that logic already in that 40% video you made. This two goals is you like it, your audience likes it. So let's say you got that 40%, you already scored a goal, so you're still good. All you gotta do is just learn from it, so that way the next game you play is better. If you post something and somebody in your audience likes it, now you score two goals. Now, man, dude, whoa, you're on to something. Keep doing that. If you score three
Mhm.
goals, you made money. So one goal is you. Two goals is outside of you, like your audience, and three goals is a hat trick, which is making money as well. I don't care about this goal
Yeah,
as
yeah.
much as I care about this goal. And I will say this, I don't care about this goal as much as this one, bro. Because if I'm not happy with the content I post, nobody's happy with the content I post.
That is very, very true. Yeah. Man, that's a really good advice, dude. I've actually never heard that before. That was thank you.
It was hard teaching myself that, man. But I wasn't happy when I wasn't happy. I was like, man, this didn't get that many views. Man, nobody commented on this one. I put like 12 hours into this one video and nobody watched it. And I was like, wait, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
This is fun.
Yeah,
I don't care if they like it or not. Honestly, I care if I like it first.
exactly.
So that's the YouTuber to YouTuber advice. Thank you, bro. Um,
Gotta clap it up, dude.
right on, man.
All right, I'm
So
gonna give you the stage for shameless plug away, man. Go for it, dude.
very shameless plug, very short one as well, or short as possible. Is I have my name is Emmanuel Jones. Overall, here we go. Here's the plug. Okay, this is for you as well. That's right. I said it. This is for you as well, JERiCK. All right. So my name is, I'm going to talk to the camera. My name is Emmanuel Jones. I am a full time change maker and life coach. And I've created a mathematical equation called 49.9 plus 50.1 equals 100% human. If you are someone on this planet that has a heart, and has a brain, this mathematical equation does actually apply to you. At this current moment, and if you don't know what I'm talking about at all, just go type in the Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, type in Depression Talks Podcast, and listen to my free coaching session, and you will automatically beat your depression. That's my plug. If you don't believe me, if you're like, this guy is speaking nonsense, craziness, guess what? I'm going to help you either way. Whether you believe me and think I'm crazy or cocky, I love you. And I'm still going to help you, whether you like it or not. That's my plug.
That's your plug, dude.
That's my
What's
plug.
your What about the Instagram and YouTube
Oh, that's right. See,
handles?
look, I forgot
Go
about
for it.
that stuff.
Yeah.
um, yeah, if you are someone that feels alone, then you can follow me on Instagram at Depression Talks One. You can go on YouTube and type in Depression Talks or DT Nation or Emmanuel Jones. I pop up for all those, and then the podcast as well. TikTok is if you I answer the world's most controversial questions. Like, is God real? Is Black Lives Matter versus All Lives Matter? I answer that in 1 minute. So TikTok is Depression Talk 16. And the very most important thing out of all these platforms is the private DT Nation Facebook group. Man, if you want to just meet other people that are struggling but are just loving each other and supporting each other, go to Facebook and type in DT Nation, man, and I'll add you right after you listen to this.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being in the podcast. I appreciate it. It's been 2 years in the making.
You made it happen, bro. You asked me,
I
bro.
know.
So thank you for
That
having me
is
on the
true.
show.
Yeah, because I asked you like maybe like few months ago, and
It was
then
months, yeah.
yeah.
We've
But
been busy.
anyways, huh?
We've been busy.
We've been busy. Yeah. Um, Final question, very quick one. What are you grateful for today?
My girl, man. My girl, and honestly the universe, bro. Um, my girl changed my life, bro, and the universe, whether you believe in it or not, if you go outside and touch a tree, that's a part of the universe, has been there for me, man. And I'm very grateful and thankful. I have not done this on my own. I do not know it all. I've made so many mistakes, bro. And I'm just happy to be talking to you today, being where we are in life today. That's what I'm grateful for.
Nice. That was a great answer, dude. And hopefully she's listening. I'm sure she knows. I'm sure she knows.
She know. I'm hoping she knows we're kind of moving in together.
I mean, you can tell her right now after this,
Love you, baby. Yes.
Anyways, yeah, thanks for being the podcast, dude. I really appreciate it, and I guess we'll talk soon.
All right,
Uh,
man.
I'll be on your podcast, I guess.
You will be.
Peace.
Peace.
All right,
All
later.
right, man. So that was the podcast, dude. We did it.